Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Ezek, and this is Podcast for Life. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is, and this is Podcast for Life. And today we are going to be talking about prayer and meditation. Prayer is how we talk to God or our higher power or whatever that is the force that is greater than we are. Meditation is how we talk to ourselves. We examine our thoughts, we dwell on our thoughts, and we try to make sense of our thoughts. Now, what meditation and prayer both have in common is that they are spiritual exercises. We, as human beings, are a spiritual being. Whether you believe in God or not, evidence is being compiled and evidence is being discovered. And the evidence points to something more than just flesh and blood make up us as human beings. We are more than the electrical impulses in our brain. We are more than the flesh and blood of our heart. We are more than skin and bone. Ladies and gentlemen, those of us who believe in God believe in the higher power, the God of nature, the Creator, the one, the Holy Father, the one that created the human race. Those of us who do not believe in God or doubt his existence, many of them still believe that there is a force or something that is greater than ourselves. In the Wiccan faith, it is known as the creation. Somebody, somewhere, somehow, something created the universe. I don't believe that the universe came out of chaos or the luck of the draw. Although it's possible that it could happen like that, but I don't think it did. I think that there was a guiding hand or a force that made it happen. It only started with the Big Bang. What they refer in science as the Big Bang, I refer to in my faith as God spoke. For later in the Bible, it does say that his voice is as of the thunder. Just imagine what a powerful explosion that would have been and the sound that that would have created. Although nobody has proven that sounds travel through space, but radio waves do. And they have also shown that when stars die, when they blow up, they give off X rays and they give off radio signals. And when they die and they go to the white dwarf, they still give off massive radio signals. For those of us who do not believe in God, you are missing out on so much. Because every day that goes by, scientists prove the existence of God, but they don't want to admit it. We know more about God and God's universe now than we have ever known in the history of mankind. The proof is out there if you're willing to look at it. Those of us who do believe, consider this when you take a look at science. When you take a look at the science, relate it to the Word of God and the stories, and imagine how you can fit what the science has revealed and reconcile it with what science has revealed and the story, especially the story of creation. The Big Bang is where God spoke. The molten earth or sun, the molten sun, and the ignition. Let there be light. The formation of the earth, the continents, the water. Well, who's to say that asteroids didn't bring the water in? Water came from somewhere. I don't believe the water happened by accident. Meteorites, asteroids full of ice, pelted the earth. The earth has a core, magnetic core. The earth has a gravity. It attracts all of us and keeps us from flying off. If it wasn't for gravity, we'd be floating around in space. We wouldn't, I don't think we'd exist without gravity. But then again, this is not an episode that deals with the science or theology per se. We're dealing with prayer and meditation. But I did wish to give a little bit of background as to what prayer and meditation is. And maybe throw a pearl out there for those who might doubt. As I said, prayer is how we talk to God, and meditation is how we talk to ourselves. So let's start with meditation. During the day, we go about our business, performing our tasks, expending our energy, being who we are. We come across many people and we talk to them. At the end of the day, it is time to rest. So we sit down. And many of us sit down, turn on the TV, and just escape into the TV, into the story, into the entertainment that they're watching. And they imagine themselves becoming a part of it. Believe it or not, that is a form of meditation. There's also a coping skill called escaping. You're escaping your problems. You're getting away from the issues. You're sitting there and you're resting and enjoying what you are perceiving. Now, the difference between escaping into the TV or radio or computer, possibly entertaining your addictions, if you have any, Instead of doing that, how about you just sit back, relax, get in a comfortable chair. I like to use my recliner. When I do my meditation, I enjoy my recliner. I can just sit back, rest my head back, reach over, pick my legs up, get very comfortable, close my eyes. And then soon after, the thoughts come. And one by one, we sort them out. Like I said, meditation is how we talk to ourselves. The thoughts will come and we can process them. We figure out what is the good and we figure out what is the bad. We separate the story to its elements and we may even consider, well, what if I did this differently? What if I did that differently? And perhaps we imagine different scenarios where we did do it differently and maybe how it might have turned out. And then we come back to reality and admit what the truth is. The key to meditation is taking your time. Give it plenty of time. I like to do meditations that are a half hour, maybe an hour long sometimes. But definitely I like them to go at least a half an hour. And sometimes especially if I'm very stressed, I enjoy what's called a guided meditation. Now you can find guided meditations online on a phone app. And what a guided meditation is simply this. It is a tape that is designed to help you relax. Many of them play soft music, and you have a narrator in the background just giving you instructions on how to relax. Sometimes we all need help in that area. We sometimes don't know quite how to relax properly. Ladies and gentlemen, after a good meditation, you should feel either totally spent or totally relaxed. Now, if you feel totally relaxed, you may feel energized. That's because you've gotten enough rest. And if you feel totally spent, you did not get enough rest. That's one reason I like to do my meditations before I go to bed. Because oftentimes when I do my meditations, it is when I'm exhausted. And it is a good way to wind down from an especially hectic day. You wind down, you relax, and then when you end it, you're spent, you go to bed, pull the covers up, close your eyes, take a deep, cleansing breath, and maybe you take a second and a third, and it helps you to relax, clear your mind, and find sleep. On the other hand, we also have prayer. It's how we talk to God. Now, if you do not believe in God, but you do believe in higher power, prayer is still called prayer, where you talk to your higher power, whatever that may be. Whatever it is that is not within yourself, that is bigger than yourself, that is more powerful than yourself, to where you get your power from. You may not call it God, you may not recognize it as God. You may recognize it as a servant, You may recognize it as a spirit. As I said before, we are a spiritual being. We are more than just the flesh and blood. For those of us who are challenged by mental health, faith is a cornerstone to recovery. The more faith we have, the better our recovery. The more positive our faith, the faster our recovery. And as we exercise our faith, the longer our recovery will last. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you all hope, and it's my hope that surely you all understand where I'm coming from because I'm coming from my experience. And if it is your experience as well, then we're both in good company because we do have each other to depend on, to learn from. Now, when you are praying, oftentimes we do not know what to pray for. But the thing is God not only hears our voice, but he also hears our emotions and our heart and our feelings and our sights and our sounds. God knows the heart. You don't have to worry about what you pray for. Just the fact that you're praying, you're communicating with God. Those of us that have come to the realization of it realize that we're always in a state of prayer because we always have our cares upon our heart, our thoughts upon our head. We celebrate the truth, and the truth sets us free. And he who celebrates the truth and has been set free by the truth cannot be bound by mental illness. Although it can be still a struggle, we're not bound by it. It'll try to tie us up over and over again, but those bonds will be loose enough that we can get out and we can continue. But we also have to be mindful that if we neglect our self care, if we neglect to do what we know we must do to stay well, then it can grab a hold of us and cause us to relapse. Just because you have the faith to move mountains doesn't necessarily translate out to you're going to be healthy the rest of your days. God sets a certain number of challenges before us, and mental health issues can be one of those challenges. As we move forward with our mental health challenges, do need to be mindful of our self care. We do have to be careful to take care of ourselves. Part of that is to establish a good routine. Now, my routine when it comes to meditation and prayer is I wake up. Before I move, I open my eyes, look around the room. Everything is as it should be. Close my eyes and I pray. And I say, thank you, God, for giving me another day. Thank you for keeping me safe through the night. I pray you keep me safe through the day. Give me the strength to do what I need to do. and to be the light of the world you meant me to be. That is my morning prayer most mornings. Some days, God has me praying about something different or maybe changing the wording a little bit. But as a ritual, that is pretty close to the prayer that I pray. And then what I do is I get up, I get out of the bed, I go have my breakfast, take my bath, get ready, go to work, take care of my day, and then I do my work, and I try to do it with great honor and integrity. I also try to relax while I do my work because I've learned that there's no sense in stressing myself out as I work. And taking a break in the middle of the day does help. Take about a half hour lunch break right about in the middle of all the work. And then sometimes when I get done with one appointment early and the next appointment is running a little late, that'll give me another break too. I always enjoy that. And then when I get done with my work, I come home and I have my supper and then I do my meditation and then I sleep. If I have time between supper and bedtime, I do like to watch a little bit of TV. Sometimes there's actually something on, good movie, maybe an old time series. But even if there's nothing on, sometimes I get on my computer and I take a look at what's going on in the world. Or maybe some of you like playing games online. I'm not going to deny you that. Just work it into your schedule, set amount of time, set a time limit. I always set a time limit. I always have my bedtime. Now, my workday may vary a little bit because of running late. I try to get it all done. Some days I don't. Some days I have to put some work off till the next day. But that's okay. That's part of my self care is to learn how to relax and do that. Learn how to relax and say tomorrow is another day and allow my work that is left undone to go to the next day and view it more as job security than as failure. Hey, I've succeeded in creating some work for another day. Yeah, but I already had that day booked up full of work. Just have to figure it out. And then some days I get really productive and I get actually get done early. So I have more time for playtime, whatever that looks like. Whether it's watching TV, playing games online, doing some research that interests me. Maybe watching that clip of whatever. Yeah. You live your life the way you want. I live my life the way I wish. I wish to live a life of service to others. It does my heart good to see other people happy, see other people content, see other people well, see other people doing. I love it best when my brother succeeds. Whether I had a hand in it or not, I love seeing my brother succeed. And one thing I love about peer support, about doing peer support, is oftentimes my brother's succeeding because of the effort and tutoring and discussions that I've had with him. So I'd claim maybe a little piece of that. I'm giving him just enough help that he can help himself. That's what bear sports about is self-help. I'm teaching my brother how to help himself. And not only teaching him, but taking him by the hand and showing him. Many times they do that a few times. The first few times they're scared to death, but then they build confidence. The more a man helps himself, the more confident he becomes. And when we're dealing with mental health challenges, the more confident you become, the better you are. And as you get better, you get more well, and you progress through the stages of your own recovery. And in time, and the time frame is different for everybody. There are no two people that have the same time frame. No two people experience recovery in the same way. But you progress through the stages of recovery until you are moving beyond the illness. And when you are moving beyond the illness, you are living a good life. And you should be living a happy life. And you should be pursuing your happiness and be part of your community and be part of your family. That's how God intended it to be. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I see that this is not taking quite as long as I thought it would. I hope you get a lot out of this. Let me go ahead and recap what we've learned today. And I hope you agree with me with some of these takeaways and that you can take away these pearls and use them in your own life and apply them as coping techniques or plug them into your schedule for your self care. Meditation is how we talk to ourselves. We sort out our thoughts. We imagine the possibilities. We examine where we've gone wrong and where we've gone right. We take a look at the good and the evil that we've done through the day, through the month, through the year, through whatever. Hopefully, more has gone right than has gone wrong. Nobody looks for perfection, and nobody is a saint. We're all sinners. We all fall short of the glory of God, and we all fall short of our own expectations. Meditation is how we talk to ourselves, and we forgive ourselves. Very important. When we falter against our own expectations, we do need to forgive ourselves. Dang it, I screwed that up. Well, it's okay. Let's try it. Next time we'll try it again. We'll try to do better. And oftentimes we do. And oftentimes we will. It doesn't matter that you made a mistake, but to leave the mistake undone, not correct for it. It's not the sin that matters. It's how you deal with the sin. Do you deal with it with love, forgiveness, remorse? Or do you just not deal with it, leave it alone, let it rest? Or do you turn your back on it and just hope it goes away? Sometimes it won't go away. Like I said, it's not the sin that's important. It's how you deal with it. It's just like perfection is not important. It's progress. As long as we make progress, even if it's a baby step every day, that's something. Even if it's a quarter of a baby step every day, that's something. We all have the days that set us back. Like I said, very important to forgive oneself when we let ourselves down. That's a topic for another day. Prayer is how we talk to God. We present Him with our day. We talk to Him about it. He talks to us about it. Inspiration comes from God. Thoughts are our own, but inspiration for those thoughts do come from God. And they come from the heart. Whatever's in a man's heart, whatever is in a man's heart is what he shall speak. Very important to speak to God, speak to his love, speak to his understanding. Very important to ask his forgiveness as well. And if you realize that you have sinned against your brother and that you have ought against him, or you believe he may have ought against you, then go to him and reconcile. Talk about it. At least talk about it and try to get an understanding of each other. If we talk together and talk to each other instead of at each other, truly talk to each other, we can gain an understanding of each other. And even if we don't agree with each other, we can understand where the other stands and we can make good decisions. So that's what life is all about, making good decisions and taking care of our brothers and sisters. As we take care of each other, we take care of ourselves. And as we take care of ourselves, we get better and better. This is 2021, and I've been doing peer support since 2005. And the thing is I just realized I've been doing it for 16 years. Is that correct? No, that's not correct. 2008, I ran against Mitch McConnell. 2010, I had my relapse. My last relapse, 2010. That was 11 years ago. 2012 is when my family died off, so it had to be, I believe it was 2014. 2014, I believe I was in 2 years in recovery, so it might have been 2014, 2015. Okay. So that's 6 years. Okay. That's how long I've been doing peer support. It's been 6 years. I don't know where I got 2005 from. I seen that somewhere. But that's the thing. Even now, I got to check my facts sometimes. I got to find out more about how that day got there. But in the meanwhile, I know the truth. As long as you know the truth sets you free. Tell the truth to each other. The ones that are special to you, tell them how much you love them. I'll tell mine every day. Many times I tell them several times a day. I try not to take my loved ones for granted, but just like everybody else, I fall into traps. And sometimes I do. And when I realize I do, I try and do something special. But it is what it is. And we're here to be put on this earth to help take care of each other, to lift each other up, to help each other out of the ditch, extend the hand of friendship, and bring your brothers and sisters out of the quagmire that they're in, onto the more solid ground that is recovery. And make sure that we all get the help we need. It's out there, it's available. You can find out more about help that is available by going to the National Alliance of Mental Illness at NAMI, or NAMI, Kentucky, NAMI KY, NAMIKY.org. There you find resources for mental illness. Ladies and gentlemen, until next week, my name is Daniel Lessig, and this is Podcast for Life. Thank you.